Welcome to Ten8. Ten8 is a more personal and journal-style series of articles by myself that will center around police management, criminology, and policing. The articles will not be the typical citation-driven essay style that I use. For those articles, please see my Medium page, published books such as Amazon, especially The Business of Policing, Volume 1, Crimes and Punishments in the 21st Century, or scientific published literature highlighted by The Business of Policing, Volume 2, Managing Ethical Police Conduct. Here I will post frequent thought streams on my personal philosophies. Thanks for listening in. The abolishment of Camden's police department. The policing discussion about Camden, New Jersey is an example of how the media manipulates public sentiment and the idea of what is common knowledge. Camden abolished their police department and crime went down, right? Well, technically, maybe. If you have researched the issues or so much has been to Camden, you know that is not entirely true. What Camden, New Jersey did was more like getting so behind in mortgage payments that they sold their house and moved into their mom's basement. Camden, New Jersey gave up the accountability and responsibility for their own policing. Let me explain. Because federal law enforcement is the highest level, most of us will never interact with federal law enforcement. I do not mean the security guards. We all seem to run into the federal security guards ever since September 11th. Actual law enforcement, the U.S. Marshals, FBI, DEA, and ATF. Unless we are on the highways a lot, most of us will rarely, but more frequently than with the feds, interact with state-level law enforcement. If a county-level law enforcement body exists, there will be even more interaction with them than with the state. Most of the citizen interactions with law enforcement are at the lowest local level. In Baltimore, the state police do not work in the city unless asked to, and this is true in other areas. Local law enforcement is the most powerful and influential representative of state authority that we encounter. The feds can only enforce federal law, the state can only enforce state law and federal law. The county can enforce county law, state law, and federal law. The local police can enforce all of the laws and are the only ones that can enforce local ordinances. Camden abolished their local level police and began paying to rent the county level police. In support of the argument to abolish policing, the example being pointed to is one where the people gave up their control and submitted to the authority of outsiders. Camden now has no one to enforce local ordinances. They have now diluted their political influence to that of a minority representation of the county stakeholders. Wherever you are, imagine getting rid of your lowest level of policing and replacing it with the next level up. No longer can you go to your direct representatives. Now you are in competition with everyone else for the group's pool of resources. How is it being praised that Camden gave up 100% of the accountability and responsibility for their community police and pled for the county to save them from their failures?